Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Jessie. This is an immersive English learning channel. Let's practice IELTS speaking English with me. Okay, let's go. Well, in my video, I'm gonna talk about part 2 and part 3 of IELTS speaking exam. In part 2, I'm gonna give you one example, and also can find the script underneath. And for part 3, usually part 3 can determine whether we can get a higher score or not. Although the examiner only give us like 3 to 5 minutes to answer 3 to 5 questions, in my video, I'm gonna give you one example for part 3 of IELTS speaking exam. I will try to extend my answer as much as I can, so I'll give you more thoughts about how to answer part 3. Okay, let's go. Well, the topic of part 2 is to describe an interesting place. Off the top of my head is Bangkok. Bangkok is such an intriguing place to visit. There are a lot of great food, very rich culture, and exotic tradition, and there are a variety of recreational activities. I want to immerse myself into the rich culture, amazing food, and friendly people. Bangkok is quite interesting city because it's such a unique place where the traditional culture meet modernity. As in Bangkok, there are various type of high skyscrapers, high-rise buildings. It is quite urbanized and modernized area. On the other hand, so you could also visit a variety of historical sites such as religious temples or the imperial palace, as Bangkok is the capital city of Thailand. Also, Bangkok is the home to the emperor families. And it's worth mentioning that Thailand is one of a few countries that still remain a constitutional monarchy. And Thailand is only one of a few countries that could retain the cultural independence throughout the Western colonization. Well, that's in Bangkok, it can still retain the continuity of culture without any foreign imposition. And so when I pay a visit to Bangkok, I could be able to enjoy the authentic Southeast Asia culture without any erosion of the colonial legacy or something like that. That is probably the reason I found this place is very exotic, it's quite interesting, and I desperately wanted to pay a visit to this place again. And second reason I love this place because it is literally paradise for the gourmet, as it is a cuisine obsessed city. And in Thailand, the Thai cuisine can be quite delicate and various. Under the special cooking method in Thailand, flavor of food, especially the ingredients such as some seafood, can be quite savory. And usually the Thai cuisine has a mixed flavor of spicy and sour, which can definitely whet my palate. And also, there are a lot of Michelin star or Michelin recommendation restaurants scattered in every corner of the city. And also, many of those restaurants offer really good price. So it was a perfect place, for those budget travelers travel around. And all those restaurants were quite tasty and also affordable. And third reason, I found this place is quite interesting, probably because I want to experience the soothing and relaxing Thai style massage, Asian healing practice as an important part of the traditional culture in Thailand. There are some high-end salon centers, in those 5-star hotel, and also there are some down-to-earth massage centers which were scattered onto side of the road. All those were readily and cheaply available to you, and I still really remember when I stayed in Bangkok, I would go for massage every other day. You definitely have to try this because it's said to help you to stimulate your circulation of your blood and also help you relieve the chronic pain on your back, on your shoulder, or your neck. Is quite beneficial. The last reason I found this place quite interesting because Bangkok is the fashion center of Southeast Asia, as there is an entire commercial community which were packed with those high-end shopping centers such as Icon Sian, and also some independent boutique stores, vintage stores, and some down-to-earth street markets. And you could be able, to find some unique souvenirs or some Thai style, local textiles and clothes. And this was mentioning that Bangkok is one of the most affordable places for all those tourists. This is definitely best for those budget travelers, including me. So somehow I just found this place is quite intriguing and always, aroused my interest. I want to pay a visit to this place again. Thank you. So for the part 3, The question is what causes the differences between the different regions of your country? Well, this is quite a difficult question because China is such a large country. There are more than 56 ethnic groups. There are hundreds of cities and there are a lot of provinces. See, over years, you can see that sometimes people have a different culture, different tradition. They have a different eating habits, dressing habits. They have different belief. They have different religion. I think the major reason that caused such differences and even such significant variety simply just arised from the fact of different climates and different geographic surroundings. Let me just elaborate on this. Well, firstly, you can see that sometimes the climate changes and the geographic differences would lead to differences in your dressing habits, in your eating habits, which would lead to so many differences and varieties in your daily life. All those tiny differences in every aspect of your life would function gradually, together to form discrepancy in our culture and tradition. So let's give you one example. For example, in some mountainous areas in Sichuan province, which is located in the southwest part of China, since there are a lot of mountains, so this place is quite humid and also a little bit cold. So they would like us to have hot pots and very spicy food to clean the dampness inside of their body to keep them warm. On the other hand, in some coastal cities like in the Guangdong province, it is also very humid, but it is quite hot. In order to reduce internal heat or inflation inside of a body caused by the warm and humid weather, they would drink the herbal tea to help them to clear up their dampness inside of the body. So you see, in different climates, in different geographic surroundings, they would have different eating habits. In some mountainous areas, such as in Sichuan province, they have to climb up and down the mountains every single day of their life. They are focused on agriculture. In some coastal cities or in some cities that live near the river, such as Yangtze River, such as Yellow River, they prefer to do business. Thus, in those areas, there are a lot of vendors and merchants. They do business with different people and meet different type of people. You can see that people who live near the river or the ocean would have different personality and personal characteristics compared to those people live in the mountainous areas or those people that rely on agriculture to make a living. Also in those mountainous areas or in some agriculture cities, they tend to have less immigrants. They tend to be more stable in their lives. Many generations will live in the same areas for hundreds of years. Their life can be very stable. And in some coastal areas or in some places that they focus on doing trading, doing business, there are a lot of immigrants. There are a lot of people come and go in a place, and people tend to be more flexible in their ways of thinking because they get used to meeting new people. They getting used to discussing, negotiating with various type of people and doing business. Also, so somehow their different economic patterns also make a difference in their world view, in their personality, in their way of thinking. All those differences would determine difference in their culture and tradition as well. Though somehow the discrepancy, the economic patterns also ascribed to the different climate and geographic differences or something like that. And I think another reason why there was such a variety of for people in different regions in my country, probably just because of information asymmetry. So what I mean is that sometimes the information you can get access to determines your personality, your perspectives towards the world, your ways of thinking, and even your life pattern. These differences were quite obvious, especially during the era where there was no internet, no smartphone, no social media. People tend to, acquire information by discussing with friends, with family members, with their classmates, the colleagues who lived around them, or simply based on quite traditional media like a newspaper, something like that. While in the west part of China, those places tend to be mountainous areas, quite blocking for people living in other places. All those mountainous areas tend to be inaccessible. So somehow all those habitants who live in those western areas, tend to quite focus on their own ways of life, tend to rely on their friends and family members to acquire information. Thus, their life can be quite stable, and somehow they can maintain their tradition for years, even hundreds of years. But in some relatively economically developed areas, such as those places that local people can do business, there are a lot of vendors, those merchants, somehow they could be able, to acquire a variety of information, from people that are coming from different places as well. They spread information, to their friends, their colleagues, their families. Then gradually they tend to get to know more information. When they have more information, they could be able to make a well-informed decision about their education, about their ways of career path, about where they want to live. And also sometimes they would receive better education that they could form their different ways of personal characters, form their worldview. That gradually people tend to be different in different regions. Well, this is my answer. Thank you. Okay, this is the end of my video. If you like my video, please thumb up. If you have any questions or comments, you are really welcome to leave a message. If you want to get to know more about IELTS speaking exam, please subscribe me and ring the bell. You will never miss my updates. Okay, thank you. Bye.